Check test 1 2 1 2 3. I think we're working. Had to run back and get the extra headphones just in case. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on, and greatly appreciated. As always, hopefully everything works the way it's supposed to. I'm not hearing anything over my headphones for some reason, but it appears, according to the meter, that I've got a signal with the microphone. So we will hope that is the case. Chris is going to be joining us in just a few minutes, and we're going to be talking about we're going to talk Biden Trump. We're going to talk Egypt. We're going to talk Egypt and Israel. We're going to talk Haiti. And to start things out, we're going to talk Super Bowl. Last night was the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs by 3 points over the San Francisco 49ers in overtime. And some controversial things happened in the Super Bowl that I wasn't aware of, including potentially satanic signs being thrown up in the booth in the suite by friends of Taylor Swift. I don't know if that really happened or not, but nonetheless, it was a great game. Some controversial commercials, including $14 million being spent by a group to promote Jesus. Nothing wrong with promoting Jesus, in my personal opinion, but $14 million. I think Jesus might have spent it a different way, but that's just me. Okay. Again, the idea that it was scripted, that it was rigged, we'll touch on that coming up here in a few short minutes. Let me hop over to the chat and make sure that the link posted. It did, so we'll get Chris up here as soon as he hops on. And I will say hi to the Pink Flamingo. Hello, Pink Flamingo. Hello, not going away. Robert Berg, how are you? Did you hear that Oreo Express first responders and master grifter were taken off YouTube for terms of service? I did not. I have not heard that, Robert. Wow. For a couple of them, I'm obviously I'm a creator. I'm a content provider. I'm a, whatever you want to call it. Social media influencer of the teeniest of freaking proportions, a Fargan Gnat of a media influencer, social media influencer. But nonetheless, I do this, and I've been attacked, and I've had my channel attacked multiple times. I've had content taken down that I didn't feel should have been taken down. However, we try to talk the truth here. We try to speak the truth. I think we get it right 99% of the time, honestly. But as far as Oreo Express and first responders media and master grifter, a lot of disinformation, hate, a lot of just flat out, lies have come from those platforms. Not, that's not all they do. But I think it should be a lesson to everybody that things are going to tighten up. They've been tight as it is, as far as suppression of messages, as far as censorship goes, and they're going to tighten up. And I think that's probably what happened to those three. Robert Berg, I heard, but not MG. MG, I'm assuming, is Master Grifter. Hello, Pat Tolliver. Always be kind. Hello, Cunning. And thank you all again. Thank you all for being here. And I look over, and Chris is here, so we'll get him up here right away. Hey, Chris, what's going on?
Hey Barry, how are you doing today? And how's the audience?
I can't hear you, Chris.
You can't? Can you hear me
Hold
now?
on a second. Yeah, I got you now. Go ahead. It's
Yeah,
this.
so
It's this little adapter thing. It's really touchy.
yeah,
I
just
can hear
checking to see
myself
how
too.
you're
Now,
doing.
okay. Chris, you there?
Yep, can you hear me?
Hang on. Okay, I can't. I've got to switch over here real quick. Got to make a little production adjustment here. I went my phone. Do this as quick as possible. Um, Nothing like live. I love live. I really, honestly do. Even with the glitches, there's just something about. Hello, Chris. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Barry, can you hear me?
I got you, man. How are you?
Okay, and I'm all right. And checking on you, and then also checking on the audience, make sure
Thank you
they're
very
okay,
much.
and I will make sure that everyone in the audience can hear me.
We've got you. We've got you. Oreo Channel says the account has been terminated. Heard he set them to private. There's some people that have been in supportive of various movements, including the J6 and the um occupation of the mall. Chris, some of these things that we've been following on here that you weren't involved with, and some of them are. It seems are getting their comeuppance from YouTube with violations of terms and service repeatedly. I've got two hits on me right at the moment, and one of them they went back to August of 1920 or August of 2022. Um, so they can go back and find stuff if they want to, and it seems like they might have wanted to for these three guys. So I want to thank you, man, for your concern, for reaching out, understanding, and everything in regards to the passing of my sister. Um, Her viewings tomorrow and the services Wednesday, so we'll be back on Friday night if that's okay with you.
That's fine, no problem.
All right, and one of the strikes should be off by then, so we might be able to have a little bit of loosening of the reins. I don't know. We don't really get too concerned about that. We just talk the truth and let things go where they go. Um, so let's start out, Chris. Let's start out with Haiti. Um, a couple of things that I found out from Haiti about Haiti, but one of them was that as far as the business news goes, Haiti's rum industry has taken a hit as gangs have started torching the sugarcane fields. You want to talk about what's happening in Haiti?
Yeah, yeah, I kind of read that earlier today. Um, that's almost kind of like you know um, you messing with drug dealers' money or the product. You see what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
that rum industry makes money. You see, so like those people that are have the sugarcane fields and all that, that's their money. Now you're messing with their money. You see, so if I so like I kind of like compare that to like people in Afghanistan that harvest poppy, and you come down and you
Hmm.
burn down their poppy fields. Now you're taking away their money and their income. You see,
Yeah, I do.
so
Absolutely. And
so
and go ahead.
so the thing about that is now you're messing with people's means that probably lived off of that. It was making probably a decent living in
Hmm.
Haiti, and now you're taking that away. So I want to know who's behind that and why, because you
That
didn't
was
target them
that was
before.
my question to you. Why would you target this group?
I don't know. It might have. Who knows? Who knows who these individuals are connected to? You see what I'm saying? That's
Hmm.
the thing. You have to look at these people's connections, or maybe in some of the things, maybe they did something to someone, and then the gangs are like, okay, well, you did this. Well, we're gonna wipe out your sugarcane fields and mess up your money. You see?
Could could America have connection to those ties to those sugarcane fields? Could the U.S.
I mean, they
have? Ti
could, but I think that's more or less a local thing. You see?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more or less a local thing.
One of the reasons I ask is because I've got a couple other things here, including this: U.S. court sentenced ex-DEA informant to life in prison for his role in the Haitian assassination.
Yeah, yeah. He was instrumental in the assassination of Jovenel Moise. So he's done.
Yes, yeah,
Right? He's done.
and also, oh, no, I don't want to. Okay, I've been locked out of it. No, here we go. They're going. No. Let me see if they're going to let me do it or not. Share one story here from the Miami Herald. Nope, they're not going to let me share it. Doesn't appear. Maybe we can get. Stop it. Come on. As you can see, we're back on the new computer trying to use Restream instead of StreamYards. Okay, this is not the story we originally had. Um, oh, this is okay. We'll jump to this instead, Chris. Um, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why that happened. Okay, I'm on a different set of. I'm in a different studio, different set of productions stuff. So apologize for that. The other story was about a um, the leader, an American leader of a Haitian orphanage that's been charged with sex trafficking.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
And for some reason, that story, when I tried to pull it up, it took me to a story about a Miami City Council member in the
Uh,
Miami Herald. So I'm not sure why that messed up, but the if I'm not wrong, the current prime minister of Haiti said we don't have a gang problem, we have an influence problem with the United States trying to stick their nose where it doesn't belong.
yeah, right. Well, that's that. Anyway, listen. He is the United States guy. You know, if the United States didn't want him there, he wouldn't be there. It's that simple. Okay. So don't act like it's the United States problem. Okay. It,
Hmm.
it, it kind of is, but it isn't. You see, if the United States doesn't want you there, you won't be there. It's as simple as that. Okay.
Does that include China and Russia?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
potential influences from them in Haiti. I mean, if
Of
we don't
course.
want them there, will we run them out of there? Will we?
We would try.
Yeah,
We would
the
try to run
Monroe
them out.
the Monroe Doctrine. You know that we control the entire North and South America, United
Right. Well,
States.
we would try to run them out. Let me say that much. I don't, with what's going on today and the way things are, and I think it's our lack of strategic planning. Okay, it can be a little bit more difficult to get certain groups out of certain areas because they have made very strong alliances with different countries that are and these countries are not friendly with the United States. So it becomes really difficult to push those other countries out or away.
And we can go as far as to say that includes Mexico, and they're cozying up with both Russia and China right on the Texas border.
You see
Yeah,
now
yeah.
now
The way I understand it, Russia is funding a massive joint military base in Mexico within an uncomfortable distance from the Texas border.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I want to know what Mexico feels about BRICS. Have you heard anything about them even joining BRICS? Or
I've heard that they have been courted, and there hasn't been an official announcement, but they are not. They're listening. Mexico's listening.
Mm, okay,
Yeah,
so nothing yet. So they're kind of like on the fence. They're kind of on the
yeah.
fence.
And
So
I also heard today, Chris, this Canadian farmer took his wife and 7 kids and sought asylum in Russia to get away from communist Canada.
uh,
What's the world going to, dude?
bro, I'm kind of like tongue tied here because I don't know what to say. You know,
Yeah.
I thought Canada was. Yeah, I had a couple friends that live in Canada. I mean, they said it was okay. I mean, it had its problems, but to jump from Canada to Russia is like, whoa, that's a big
I
jump.
mean, what kind of mindset would you have to have? How bad would you have to envision things to be to think they're going to be better in Russia?
I don't know. Well, see, I've never been to Russia. You see,
Okay. Well,
so like,
Tucker Carlson said today or yesterday that Moscow was the most beautiful city in the world, and that no city in the United States came close to being as beautiful as any city in Russia.
well, yeah, he said it's the most beautiful city in the world. He hasn't traveled. Well, as far as I know, he hasn't traveled the world. So for him to make that statement, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. Um, I can, for me, well, that doesn't even matter. But until he's traveled the world and been to numerous countries, then you can say something. But until then, nah. But you see, what they're trying to do is they're trying to um, bring Russia. They're trying to get Russia on board with what's going on in the United States. I don't know if you can see that. Uh, do you see that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I just want to make sure.
They're definitely ramping up pro Russian influencers in the United
Right.
States ahead of the election.
Right.
I mean, we saw it in 2016. Just people weren't as aware as hopefully they will be now. But yeah, and speaking of which, um, this came from Fox News, and this is a came from Fox News. A German poll was taken, and in Germany, they feel that the greatest risk to world peace, um, China is the least risk, followed by Russia, followed by Iran, followed by North Korea, followed by Donald Trump at the head of the pack, with 41% of Germans surveyed thinking that Donald Trump is the greatest threat to world peace. And I bring this up because in a statement, Trump said that he didn't care about the NATO allies. Um, that it was if he would encourage Russia to bomb our NATO allies is the kind of short version of it. Um, Encourages Russia to attack NATO countries in threatening speech, sending fear through Europe. So that poll was taken before Trump did this yesterday, and if it is if it's an indicator of what um, Europe thinks, that will possibly impact the middle. It's not going to make any difference on the MAGA people. They don't care. Trump could literally do anything in it, and they're behind him. Which, when something happens to Trump, is going to create a problem. What? How does America deal with the MAGA people after Trump's gone? We'll have to touch on that, Chris, coming up sometime. But um, let's keep moving along here. This next frame, they've got you fighting a culture war to stop you from fighting a class war. You think there's any credence to this?
Um, the culture war as opposed to a class war.
A class war. Yeah.
So we're talking.
They've got us fighting each other. Yeah, they got us fighting each other over cultural differences, race, sexual orientation, instead of looking at a class war of maybe it's time to have a talk with the elite
Well, but isn't it? But
in
isn't it easier?
mass.
But isn't it easier if the people at the top, it's always conquer, divide and conquer, right? If I
Absolutely,
mean,
absolutely.
it hasn't changed, right?
Yeah,
So if I keep
yeah,
you, so if I keep, it's just like down in Haiti, right? If I keep those people fighting each other, and I bring in another group to keep fighting, then I'm safe at the top. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Now, I go ahead.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing where we have the elites. They'll push down their agendas to whomever, and they'll sit there and get something started between these people because as long as they're fighting with each other, they're gonna forget about us, and we can continue to do what we want to do. You see,
And
so it's a distraction.
yes, I do. And I think this is a prime example of it. Our next slide here. At 10:50 p.m., the President of the United States posted this photo on X, along with the caption, "Just like we drew it up," um, inferring that the Super Bowl was rigged so that um, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift could endorse Biden and endorse the vaccines and um, finally put the nail in Trump's coffin as far as the right wing. It's just this. First of all, politically, this is stupid. Um, this doesn't help in any way, shape, or form with people having confidence in Biden's ability. This is like a WTF thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is the president of the United States? Yeah, I know he's not doing it, but why are his people doing this? Um, we got a lot of serious crap going down, and the president of the United States is going to make a comment like this. Of course, Trump comes out and says, congratulations to the Chiefs and the state of Kansas. The home state of Kansas when they're actually Kansas City's actually in Missouri, and didn't make him look any better. Um, and we got a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of serious stuff, Chris, and the two people that are currently clowning each other. Um, I just have to believe that there are other plans and possibly nefarious ones afoot, because we got Egypt is threatening to void its decades old peace treaty with Israel, and I'm going to ask you the question that this article asks. This comes from ABC News. What does that mean, Chris?
All right, from just the headlines itself, it just seems like
Yeah.
it just seems like they would ban. I told you that like this was going to happen a long time ago, right? I told you
Yeah.
all
I but
those.
but for people that don't listen, we need to go back through what's going on here.
All those Islamic countries. I told you they're going to band together and they're going to go get against Israel. That's all this is. I mean, we talked about that some time ago, Barry. I know we
Mhm.
explained this to the audience a long time ago. So don't that
And
like
it
do you think this is going to
we
like
should we're not surprised,
right? This
right?
is not a
We're
shocker.
No, no, this is what we expected to eventually happen.
Right.
Eventually, because I think we both from the jump we both said that Israel's goal is to get rid of all the Palestinians. I'm sorry, we both said that. People were like, no, this is about, you know, making things right for October 7th. No, this is something that was allowed to happen to give them excuses, to give them the excuse and cover to do what they wanted to do. We've been saying that since the jump. It's just now others are, a lot of others are starting to go, wait a minute, why is Israel still doing this? Why is Israel now targeting the West Bank? Why is Israel planning to build a canal to take business away from the Suez Canal? You know, why they're planning to build a canal from possibly Haifa down to all the way down to the Red Sea, and all of these things Israel has in the works. They're dependent, and the oil.
Mm-hmm.
They're dependent on eliminating the Palestinian people. It all that's the linchpin. They've got to get rid of the Palestinian people to do everything they want to do, everything they plan to do. They keep saying it's not a genocide. It's not, you know, it's not um, some kind of Holocaust against the Palestinian people. And now it's at a point where we've talked about where they went in. Let me zoom our map back down in here a little bit, Chris. So we'll kind of recapitulate here. They've come down the entire Gaza Strip from the north. They've pushed all the way down. They pushed all the way down to Khan Yunis. They went through Gaza City, went through Khan Yunis, and they're constantly pushing the Palestinian people to the south. And there's a border down here, the Egyptian border with both Gaza, and then right over here is with Israel.
Uh-huh.
They're pushing all the people into Rafah.
Right.
Talk
So,
about that.
we talked about this some time ago, that them pushing those people into Rafah, what that really turns into is an invasion. Remember we discussed that?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so
They're going to force the Palestinian people to invade um, and be pushed into the Sinai.
well, yeah, into the Sinai, but the Sinai, that's still that's part of Egypt, isn't it? That Rafah?
Right. Yeah.
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 So
Absolutely. Yeah.
right. So that's,
Yeah.
that's an invasion. And Egypt said
Right.
that's we're not you're not going to do that. You see, so you're
And
really right.
they've moved troops to the border. I mean, it's not like they're just saying, "Hey, don't do this." They are positioning themselves to enforce it, and by and withdrawing from the peace treaty gives them the green light to go ahead and attack Israel if necessary.
There you go. Right. It's going to be an all
Yeah.
out. It's going to be all out attack on Israel from all those Islamic countries. That's what's it going to turn into. So, I mean,
Yeah. It will.
we told the audience about this, like when this first started, October 7th. The first week we said, okay, this is what they're doing. And everyone looked at us like, yeah, right. I'm like, and I told you
I know.
the history. I told the audience the history
Hmm.
of Israel and Zionism, and what the Jewish state was supposed to be about. And here it is, what they're doing. And like, what the people, Barry, people thought we were like they're crazy about what they're talking. They're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. But in all actuality, we were spot on with everything we said, and now it's playing out.
And it's not like, yeah, and it's not like we're soothsayers or anything. It's just we analyze. I mean, it's the same thing that we've seen play out in Afghanistan, before that in
Right,
Iraq, before that in Syria. Um, the same strategies have been going on. It's just now Israel is implementing it instead of us.
right,
And um, they're doing what we've done in those other countries. And allegedly, um, Biden behind the scenes is wanting this to stop. He's really wanting this to stop, and Netanyahu's saying, "Screw you. We got a mission."
Yep, and they're gonna continue that mission until that mission's accomplished. Bottom line, and watch. And once those Palestinians are removed from that land, they're gonna watch. They have to rebuild all of Gaza. And when they start rebuilding all of Gaza, they're gonna start. They're gonna build it up. You're gonna see new housing developments. You're gonna see them start drilling for oil. You're gonna see them, because Gaza's right there on the coast. You're gonna see um, luxury
Resorts
hotels,
and
resorts.
golf
All
courses
that
and
stuff's gonna pop up. Just watch.
pickleball courts.
You just watch, right?
The thing people have to realize though is yes, all of that is going to be rebuilt, but it's not going to be rebuilt for the Palestinians.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's going to be rebuilt for the Israelites,
It's gonna be no, it's gonna be
the
built
Israelis,
for the Israelis. It's gonna be built for the
Israelis.
right. It's gonna be built for the Israelis, and that's the way they want it. The Palestinians will be gone.
And if you and I know all of this, I'm assuming the various heads of state in all these Muslim nations know this as well. And the only way to stop it is by stopping Israel. The only way to stop Israel is by all of them coming together, putting aside their various individual differences, motivated by the biggest motivation for war, religion, spirituality, the religious practices of certain groups.
Right. Well, I think I told you, and I think we had this discussion before. This is strictly about economics here, right? Um,
Hmm.
and that whole,
But as far as but as far as motivating populations in justification
mm,
of war, religion is at the top. Yeah, it's always about the economics,
right.
and
Always.
because the people don't understand that.
They definitely
All
don't.
right, one yeah, one final thing I want to touch on here, Chris, and for some reason, hang on a second. Um, I had it all queued up and set up, and when I went to play it, here we go. All right. This comes from the damage report, and I just want to show a couple of things from it here. Um, Three men, Brian C. Perry, 38, Jonathan S. Odell, 33, and Paul Fay, 55, have been arrested by FBI agents and face various charges in connection to alleged plot, um, which authorities say they started organizing. They say in 2022, was actually 2021, and planned to carry out in October of this past year. They were going to start a civil war, Chris. Um, FBI shut down armed militiamen as staggering civil war plot surfaces. And I'm just going to show you the text from this. Perry and Odell began talking as early as November 2021 about grievances they had with the federal government. So this is in November, after 10 months after January 6, 2021. Following year, they attempted to recruit other members to the militia group to travel to Washington, D.C. to stop the madness going on, quote unquote. And it also says they shared maps of the Capitol and other government buildings. And they agreed to go to war with the Border Patrol instead of going to D.C. back in August of 2022. And Perry later told a woman he attempted to recruit on TikTok and Instagram that, quote, his intentions were to go down there and basically start a war. Perry told an undercover federal agent, the complaint says, quote, I'm going down there to hold up a rifle. You come across, you're going to lose your life. And I want to get to one more quote here. If I didn't pass it, I want to get to the quote from. Let me. I know where it's at. Right in here. Here it is. Um, this last quote is this last quote is from the governor of Texas, the current governor of Texas, and he says that, quote, the only thing that we're not doing is we're not shooting people who come across the border because, of course, the Biden administration would charge us with murder, end quote. This quote kind of gave me a little bit of a, a, a start, and then I took some time and thought about it. A whole lot of the rest of the country would see this quote and go, oh my God, well, of course you'd be charged with murder. People in Texas see this quote and they think, all right, they're coming across the border into our country. We have the right to kill them. I kind of like your impression on all of these things. A group trying to start a civil war, a group going down to the border. Um, and it ties it all together because the three people that we mentioned at the very start, Chris, their channels being shut down, they are currently on the border hunting illegal immigrants, and they are armed.
All right. So first, I heard about this story. Was that maybe yesterday? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy, because I was like, "Ooh," but it was only like three people. They said, "Well, yeah, we're gonna start a war." I'm like, "With three people? How you gonna start a war with three people?" But these people aren't the sharpest knives in the drawer. For one, he put this stuff on TikTok, talking to people, but then he's talking to people who he doesn't even know and telling them what he's planning on doing. And he's talking to an undercover agent. You see? So like I really
Mm-hmm.
don't I can't take a lot of these people serious when they say they're gonna, you know, start doing stuff because it, from what I'm seeing, a lot of these people don't have a lot of common sense. They just don't. So the
The three guys we were talking about, one goes by the name Oreo Express, one goes by the name First Responder Media, or also known as Taco Joe. The other one is somebody that goes by Master Grifter, and he's like proud of being a great grifter. Uh, and he also has a LLC called Freedom Outlaws. So um, while they're not the sharpest tools in the shed, um, could they start an international incident
I mean they could
if
listen, they could start one, but I don't know how big it would be. I really think like the border patrol would actually shut them down. But and then I mean, there's a lot of things that we don't know at this point in time. Basically based off of what you're telling me, they could start an international incident, but not really. Okay, yeah, they could shoot some migrants. Yeah, but who's really going to say something? Of course, our government would, and they would send border patrol out to get these individuals, and they would seriously, they would all get locked up or killed. Okay, that's what's going to happen.
my okay, I'm glad you looked at it that way because I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as these guys are making it really well known. They're grifting. They're getting people to give them money to go hunt migrants. And he mentioned, I'm not putting words in the mouth. The guy was at a Subway or a Burger King or something, and he told people, he said, we're down here hunting, and this is the first time I've hunted humans. And my I looked at it as the cartel is going to hear this, and these people are going to interrupt the cartel's business, and the cartel will make examples out of these three people,
That's that's
and then suddenly they
that's
and then
kind of
suddenly suddenly they're looked at as, oh my gosh, these American patriots, were and that's used to drive that narrative when in fact these people just FAFO'd.
Right. So, you start doing that, you start messing with the cartel's money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and like I told you before, I think I told the audience this before, like the cartel is like they're like no jokes. Okay. And they will bring the fight to you. They will actually really bring the pain to you to make you understand, like, don't mess with my business or our business.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
so in a way it'd be better that our government got to them first before the cartels get to them. I'm totally serious. So
I am too.
yeah.
I totally agree.
So
All right. Well, that
wonderful.
kind of brings things full circle there. Let me hop over to the chat. Um, okay. Believe they're going to take down different YouTube channels that support J6. I think they're getting ready for the election. Um, that's Guy. Yeah, they're going to take down, they're going to start taking down channels. And we're going to keep telling the truth until they take us down. You'll be back with me Friday at 9,
Oh,
Chris?
for sure. Oh, I just wanted to tell you back on the Haiti thing that
Yeah.
back on. Don't think there's not going to be a coup. Um, I'd say with probably within the next 60 days, maybe a little bit less,
Okay.
the government is going to be overthrown. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Just from
We've seen it before.
right, exactly. So on
Right.
that note,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the last thing I want to say. So hey man,
All
it's
right,
my time
brother.
to be on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
You guys have a
Thank
good
you
night.
always.
All right now, take care.
We'll see you Wednesday, or we'll see you
For
Friday.
sure.
All right.
Take care. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. That's our friend Chris. So thankful to have him and his experiences and expertise with us as we navigate these waters, both domestically and internationally, as everything seems to be pointing towards conflict when it doesn't have to. And again, is it a situation where they want cultural conflict so that we don't see the real reason for repression, suppression, and oppression, and it's not each other. It's those that are going to try to make us eat bugs instead of a burger. Just something to think about. Thank you, peace, love, and sunshine for being here. Um, what about Panama and Nicaragua and the president? We'll touch on that Friday night. Not going away. Again, Guy Bassett. Um, Peace, love, and sunshine. Chris will be back at 9 p.m. Friday. And actually, we'll have the link up. And anybody that wants to jump up here with us will be able to do so. And also, we're going to focus on the chat and taking questions on Friday night. So I hope you'll be back with us. Make sure I didn't miss anybody in the chat. I don't think I did. If I did, I do apologize. And again, Robert Berg, Pat Tolliver. Again, thanks to everybody. Appreciate all of you. And we'll be back. I got a couple of days here viewing for my oldest sister who passed away is tomorrow. The funeral is Wednesday. And Thursday, just going to kind of take it easy unless something major happens. If something incredibly huge happens tomorrow or Wednesday, I will hop on. But the plan at the moment, as you've heard, we'll be back Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. Chris will be joining us, and we'll talk about what's going on, keeping our eyes open, and hopefully elevating the those of us that are looked at as just useless eaters by the elite. Until then, namaste. Thank you so very much for being here. Peace. Love you all like chocolate chip cookies. And if you know me, you know I love chocolate chip cookies. It's a dark world. In all seriousness, try to be a light because it does matter. Um, All that means, be positive, think positive, try to do positive things, and try to be a positive force. That's what being a light is in a dark world. It's a dark world. Be a light. I love y'all. Thanks for watching.